Hello. Today we'll discuss one more industry as a part of municipal industrial wastewater engineering. Today we'll discuss food processing industry, especially on breweries and winery waste. The food processing industry wastewater highly contain several organic compounds including carbohydrates, starch, protein, vitamins, pectins, sugar, which are accountable for high COD and suspended solids. Food wastewater is widely known as high concentration of POD and suspended solids. The constitute of food and wastewater are often complex to predict to difference in BOD and pH in effluent from vegetable, fruit, milk, meat product, and seasonal nature of food processing and harvesting. Breweries and winery produce beer and wine respectively as large number of products are obtained in distilleries. About two things are common in all distilleries and are obtained through a biochemical process of fermentation by yeast using carbohydrates as a raw material, ethyl alcohol in a different proportion. Distillery effluent having characteristics of high BOD, as you know, and they are present to, to threat to the environment when discharged into the water sources or to the land without treatment. So let us discuss on characteristics of brewery waste. The main raw material for brewery is nothing but fruits and vegetables. Brewery waste originates during the preparation of malt as well as brewing of barley. The spent water from the steeping process of the malt house is one of the source. The waste includes the water soluble substance of the grain that are diffused into it. Characteristically, it contains a large amount of organic soluble solids indicated by high BOD in order to 400 to 8000 milligram per liter and low suspended solids. In brewing plant, major pollutant is the fermentation residue or the spent grain, while malt house waste is usually alkaline in nature. The brewing plant is generally acidic. What are the manufacturing, origin, and characteristics of this winery waste? The first operation in any winery is the processing of fermentable juice from the fruit-like grapes. So here, first main generally considering the grape as a raw material. So you have to clean it, then you have to go for fermentation. So first stage is the processing of grapes or other fruits. The second stage is in any winery consists of fermentation of this. Fermentation means in enclosed tank you could add sugar, yeast and some other raw materials to ferment. In the third stage, that is in the brandy plant, wine of either type or fermentation residue in the wine making is distilled to obtain brandy. Depending upon the source of brandy, the waste may have low to high solid concentration. So, what will be the effect of waste on streams and sewers? As you know, there is no toxic present in the waste effluent, but is having high BOD and suspended solids. When you're going to dispose on sewer, it is going to deplete DO level. And also, if the suspended solids are more, it is going to make anaerobic condition. Brewery waste, which are comparatively less strength, may be discharged into the fresh condition into the sewer to the extent of 3 to 5% of domestic sewage. Brewery waste being comparatively less strong can be treated by aerobic biological treatment after screening and neutralization. Usually, biological treatment is accomplished by two-stage process 90 to 94% BOD reduction. When sufficient land is available, the brewery waste may be used for broad irrigation after neutralization to utilize fertilizing component of the waste. The yeast sludge from distilleries which contain very high suspended solids and BOD and enrich in proteins, carbohydrates, vitamin may be treated separately for valuable byproduct recovery. So here, briefly can say in brewery or food processing waste, main raw materials are food, vegetable is mainly on carbohydrates, protein, vitamins. When you're going to dispose this effluent from this processing industry, it having mainly two component. One is suspended solids and the other one is high content BOD. Suspended solids can be removed by sedimentation tank or secondary primary treatment. Later is a BOD component can be removed by the biological processing. It may be activated sludge, trickling filters, or other process. So in this way, this waste can be treated before you're going to dispose. Later, we can go for an value-added byproduct. The yeast sludge from the distillery contains the degradation product of the dead yeast organic debris from the malt like protein, fat, vitamins, and carbohydrates. On the other hand, the spent wash contain all above nutrients, unfermented sugars, amino acid, caramels, ammonium phosphate, etc. Two types of end product we can come out. One is nutrient-rich animal feed, and the potassium-rich fertilizers may be recovered in distillery. The segregation of yeast sludge for the processing of animal feed is practiced in some of the distilleries, which in turn reduce the insoluble BOD load on the waste. So we can able to get a valuable byproduct like nutrient-rich animal feed and potassium-rich fertilizers. It can be very good valuable byproduct. Okay, so in this session we discussed about what are the main sources for the food processing industry. Generally, we are going to concentrate on fruits and vegetables. Later, we will observe what may be the sources of waste, that is, it having high amount of BOD and suspended solids, and how it can be treated. And later, we can able to collect some valuable byproduct for the animal as well as the fertilizers. Thank you.